Okay, today's lesson is solving absolute value equations. All right. Now, what I want to do with you guys is I want to see how good you are. Number two, the absolute value of what number is 7? The absolute value of what number is 7?
-7.
Anybody else? Say it again. Positive. I'm asking you a question. What number, when I take the absolute value of it, is 7? So far, she said -7. Anybody else?
-7.
Yeah, very good. That is 100% correct. There are two answers.
Oh.
All right, because if I did this, now please listen, and this will help you out all the way through. If I said this, if I said the absolute value of 7, what's that answer?
7.
7.
Oh.
If I said what's the absolute value of -7, that answer would be what?
7.
That would be 7. All right? So we're used to only having how many solutions?
1.
Now we're going to have 2. All right? Now, mathematicians obviously are lazy. All right? So they have a specific way in which they write these things. So instead of writing 7 or -7, what they did is they say n is equal to plus or minus 7. All right?
Oh.
Anybody have any questions with that? All right? Now, because we're brilliant, all right, we now can tell me the answer to number 4. You are amazing. X is equal to plus or minus 2. Now we're going to easy. Now we're transitioning into medium. All right, these are the medium problems because I can't look at this. However, I am going to show you one thing. Look up here and make sure you understand what I'm saying. I'm going to do this real quick. What would inside the absolute value have to equal?
46.
Or
-46.
100% correct. Listen to what I just said. What is inside the absolute value has to be 46 or what?
46.
What was inside the absolute value? Somebody tell me.
9n plus 8.
That's the algorithm, we say, of how to solve the problem. You set what's inside the absolute value equal to the number, and then you set what's the absolute value or what's inside equal to the negative. All right, everybody understand what I just said?
No.
All right, what is inside the absolute value? 9n plus 8. You set it equal to 46. Then you say 9n plus 8 is equal to negative 46.
Why would that one be negative?
Now, hold on, listen. We just had a whole lesson on that. How was number 2 7 or -7?
Because it could be either. Oh, I see. Because of that.
You don't have to say anything more. We're good. All right. Now you have to solve both of these equations. Now, why do most kids hate absolute value problems? Because there's 2 answers. All right. So instead of, if I look at this worksheet and see 30 problems, instead of 30 problems, there's actually 60 problems.
Oh, great.
All right. So again, you set it equal to 46 or -46, and now we're practicing mental math. All right, we're practicing mental math. Here's what I want from you guys. 9n equals what? 38. N equals 38 over 9. Any questions or concerns with that? What?
Oh, minus 8.
Come on, come on, come on. Before you put your hand up, think clearly. Then 9n equals negative 54. n equals -6. Somebody having an issue with that?
You just give me a second.
Somebody have an issue with that? What?
The second side, how did you get that?
How do you think of that?
I'm not sure.
So you don't know how to solve 9n plus 8 equals -46. That's what you're telling me.
No. Just the 9 is -54. How did you get that?
You got a 96 or 4 or something on your last test. It was solving an equation.
Oh.
So if I ask you to take 9n plus 8 equals -46, you're asking me how to solve that?
Yeah.
How do you think you solve it? How do you undo plus 8?
You minus.
So you having trouble with -46 minus 8?
Oh, I see.
Right, come on, we're just solving equations. We're solving equations. Come on. You're an A student. All right, you can figure that out. All right, here we go. Next. All right. Now, I want someone to tell me what I'm supposed to write out for the two equations. Yes.
3 minus x equals 6.
Hold up. 3 minus x equals 6.
Or 3 minus x equals -6.
Beautiful. Exactly. Now, because we are listening, I am going to move the -x to the other side because I want it to be what? Positive. And I'm going to move the 6 to the other side. Does everybody agree with that? And that's going to make it -6. Does everybody agree? So, x equals -3. Or x equals 9. Again, you're practicing your mental math. I'm moving the -x over, and then I'm moving the -6 over. Anybody have any questions with that? All right, now everybody write down the next problem and see if you can solve it all by yourself. Hello? Yes. Yep. Camera at the end of class, if you see this one. And if you want to do it right now, totally fine. Just don't forget. All right, so who did I say was going to do this part? Next one, I want someone to write it out for me. Mr. Genowine, how am I going to write that out?
As 5n equals
5n.
equals 16.
Whoa, not yet. You got to write it out first.
5n plus 7 equals 23.
5n plus 7 equals 23.
Or 5n plus 7 equals 23.
You're amazing. Good job. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, just checking with you now. All right. Yep, that's why we shrink it down. Yes.
Instead of writing both of those, could you write 5 in?
I don't want you to make mistakes, so be careful. All right. I know. Listen to me. Listen. I leave out the steps that I think you should leave out. If you do it different than I'm doing it, it's not the best idea right now. Okay. Some of you are super smart, so if you change things around a little bit, I don't even mind. But right now, I want to try to stay consistent. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now we say 5n equals what?
16 over 5.
16. So n equals 16 over 5. And then 5n equals,
-30.
so n equals,
-6.
there you go, guys. Does everybody agree with me now?
Yes.
You get the hang of it. It's very easy. I agree. All right. Let's look at the next one. All right, number 12. Who's going to set that one up for me? Say it.
9p plus 6 equals 3. And then it is 9p plus 6 equals -.
Good. All right. Bridget, you're up.
Sorry, I was writing.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just asking now. Work the problem for me. And you can look up on the board if you want. It doesn't matter to me. So what's the next step?
You have to.
9p equals what?
9p equals -3.
And so now you're trying to do all the reducing in your head. P equals what? Nope, that's a good mistake. Good mistake. I'm dividing by 9, right?
Oh.
So it's 3/9, which reduces to what? Right? All right, refresh your memory now. And on the other one, 9p equals -9, so p equals -1. Right? All right. Someone else, tell me the next one. Go ahead.
So the next one, 14?
Yep, I guess so.
Okay, so 3n minus 2 equals 7, and 3n minus 2 equals -7.
Beautiful. 3n equals?
3n equals 9 and
So,
equals 3.
Beautiful. On the other one?
Writing down.
No, just do the mental math. Look on the board. 3n equals?
3n equals 5 equals -5. N equals 5 over 3.
Beautiful. Negative. That's what I'm expecting, guys. Does everybody agree that's kind of easy, right?
Yes.
Practicing moving numbers around.
So
Nothing too bad. Yes, sir.
Shh. So if you put the 9 over 3, you want us to make it.
No, not 9 over 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I was thinking the
You
other
want us
problem.
to keep it 3 over 1 or
Just 3. Because essentially it's 9 divided by 3.
Yeah.
Right. All right, now number 16, we're moving into the hard problems. All right. Come on, come on, come on. You're just doing solving those equations.
Oh, I was silent.
All right, now listen to me on 16. Does everybody recognize the problem here? There's a +1, right? Listen to what I'm saying. You have to isolate the absolute value. You have to isolate the absolute value, which means I have to get rid of the +1. So to get rid of the +1,
Move it over to the 3.
yes, which makes it a
2.
wow. You are brilliant. All right, so now I have absolute value of 2 plus 2b equals what? 2. Beautiful. Now I'm right back to where I started. All right, so now you're writing them as 2 equations. What would it be?
2 plus 3 equals
And?
plus.
Right. I always like to do the positive first. You can do the negative first, but I always like to do the plus and then the minus. All right. So now mental math. Wow, these are all 2. So you ought to be able to just tell me b equals what for the first one?
1.
What?
1.
0.
0.
Why is it 0?
Because it's 2 minus 2.
Brilliant. 0. And then the other one is b equals what? B equals -2. Right. Now, again, guys, I'm not wanting you to do that for all of them, but do you agree? Come on, man. If you can't handle 2's, we're in a little bit of trouble. Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Right. -2 minus 2 is -4. -4 divided by 2 is -2. Now, look, just because I'm up here saying it's so easy, you should know how to do it. If you're sitting there going, man, I have no idea what he's talking about, it's best to raise your hand so I can show you how simple it is, right, and get you back on track. Anybody have any questions? Good.
So what I'm doing it,
No, I know. I want you to look up on the board, and I want you to tell me where you differ. And the reason why I'm saying that, I want you to follow my algorithm. I don't want to do what you're doing. I want you to do what I'm doing. All right? So you have to tell me, when you're doing something wrong, you have to tell me where you're different, and then I can correct you. That's the most important thing. Honestly, if you're not doing it my way, it's probably not a good idea, because I'm trying to show you the absolute best way of doing things. You good now, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm happy with that. And as soon as you can learn to find your own mistakes, you're much smarter. All right? Yes, sir.
I have one question. I know I asked.
No, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Just ask me your question.
So instead of writing plus and minus the same question, could you do like two 2 plus 2b equals plus or minus 2?
Yeah, but that's going to be second semester. Truthfully. All right, that's a good. I like your thinking. You hear me? And you might be able to understand it, but we haven't worked so much yet with plus or minus. That's why I don't want to do it right now. You with me? If you're good enough to write it out, that'd be okay. But it just, I have a feeling it might get a little bit more complicated. All right. So here we go. Now we see something different. So we're not going to say what or how do I do that. You're going to tell me what to do on number 18. If you remember the rule, I said isolate the radical. So we're going to do what? Yes, you're dividing the absolute value by 4. So we're going to isolate it, we've got to multiply both sides by 4. All right. Now that we understand the technique, instead of having that step, I want you to be able to tell me I'm doing -4 minus 3n equals 8, and -4 minus 3n equals -8. Does everybody see that?
Yep.
If you want to write the absolute value and then do the extra step, I'm totally fine with that. But it's not necessary. Once you understand, we're isolating the radical. All right, we're isolating the radical. I said radical. I meant absolute value. Thank you. Radical is second semester. All right, radicals are second semester. All right, now mental math. All right, I want everybody from here to tell me n is equal to -4, right? Add 4, divide by -3. 12 divided by -3 is -4. Next, or n is equal to, close, very close. What do you think, Mr. Stauffer? She said, right. Tell me why it's 4/3. Double negatives, exactly. 4/3, very good.
I'm not too bad because at least I know what I did wrong.
All right. So now let's check out. We got lots of problems with 20, but hold up, I got a question here. Yes.
Why isn't it -4/3?
Because you were dividing -4 by -3. Shh, let's stop.
Wait, but I thought it was supposed to be you add the 4 to the 8.
Okay.
4.
What type of 4?
Oh, it's still
Right? Be careful. -8 plus 4, -4. All right? All right. Let's see how special we are here. What do you think?
I think that you add 5 to both sides
And then
and you divide by 8.
you're awesome. So what is that when you do that?
5p plus 8 equals 2, and then 5p plus 8 equals -8.
You guys, listen to me. I don't want, listen, if you're having a little bit of trouble, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write absolute value of 5p plus 8 equals 2. If you have to do that, go ahead. Does everybody see how that became a 2?
Oh,
Well, how do I get rid of -5?
you added to the 11.
What's that?
That's 6.
6 what?
Positive 6.
16,
Oh, I did that again.
right? 16. And then 16 divided by 8 is 2. Anybody have any doubts? So now I'm just going to take my little eraser, cross that out, because I don't feel like writing it out again, right? And we're going to write what? 5p plus 8 equals -2. Now, you should be able to mental math the two-step equation. You should be able to.
I did it.
So what did I get?
P equals -6/5, and then P equals 6/5.
What?
Oh, yeah, because it's minus. Oh, never mind.
Help her, somebody. Ask me.
Oh, it would be doing that.
You're awesome. -2.
Have
Have a great day.
you.
I know. I'm so generous, aren't
You
I?
are so generous.
I know.